I started when I was 13 years old. And I started because my mother didn't want me at home, basically. I was 13 years old and I had too much energy, and she took me to the Olympic pool. And in that time, there was no certifications like they were today, like there is today. That it's a long course for the first star. Um, and then it started from there, yeah. I never stopped diving. Favorite dives, Veracruz is one of them. It's full of wrecks. Los Cabos, the Sea of Cortez is amazing. I was visiting a friend, and the first thing that he told me is like, "Let's go to dive a cenote." And I was thinking something like, "Oh, I don't want to go to, you know, to a sinkhole with rocks just to watch rocks." And then he took me to the pit. My first cenote was a pit. And I went into the water. I went in 30 meters down. I just look up and I was like, I was simply fascinated for it. That was one of my best memories in diving. Yeah. Caves, cenotes. Basically, caves are much better than anything else. I've been in the industry for a few years before I started to think of doing something different. There are many things that are making diving capital different, and the best thing about diving capital is it's a personalized attention. You know, we don't believe in taking crowds of customers every day, even if it is good business. It's for us, diving is not about volume; it's about quality. So we think that personalized attention is the way to go, and we apply that in our philosophy, in everything that we do here, in every piece of attention that we put on. So many believe that diving is a sport, and probably could be classified like that, but it's not a sport. It's a technique that you need to that divers need to perfection it. Diving is not just comply with the bare minimums of of the abilities that you need to have. It's something that it needs to be developed little by little with honesty and looking for the best that you can be. Understand? So why? Because that will make you safe, that will make you enjoy more, that will make you dive longer, that will make you face and be ready to anything that it could happen on the water. And that's basically why we do things here. Yeah. Full cave. I like to teach people to get into the point when they start to have a conscience about things, because cave diving is not about only the abilities that you need to have to go in an overhead environment. It's about um, it's about having a conscience that will help you to plan and to dive each different cave and situation that you have, that every diver can have. So it's a challenge for me. Because every person is different. So creating a conscience, and it takes a lot of things. It takes not only the practicing the abilities, it's also understanding why and where those abilities were created and what for. Why every piece of diving was made and done that way. Why a helmet? Why not a helmet? Why side mount? Why not a side mount? Why back mount? Why not back mount? So all of those things when to use a stage, when to do deco, when to do a jump, how to do a jump, um, and all the decisions that you take in the cave. So um, it's an accumulation of knowledge and practice that creates that conscious where a diver can do their own decisions. So that's that's my favorite course to teach. Yeah, the people. My favorite part is when they see the places that we have here. I like the faces of newbies, the people that go to the water for the first time, and they see a fish, and it's kind of like, oh my God, the fish, and it's a fish that I probably have seen 1,000 times, and no longer impress me as they get impressed. So I love that. Or a cenote that I've seen 1,000 times, but when I see the face of the people is what it gets me very excited. I used to have a job where my job was to face a lot of things about the human mind that they were difficult. And today my job is to make people happy, basically. To do my best to show them something that will blow their minds. So yes, actually our philosophy comes from AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah, you wouldn't believe that, but yeah. Honestidad, receptividad y buena voluntad. So is honesty, receptiveness, and goodwill. Honesty, because every time that we teach, we have to be honest about the expectations of what it needs to be achieved, and an honest debriefing, basically, to our students, with no prejudice. It has to be completely honest about the process and everything. So we can form better divers. Receptiveness is because us as instructors or as guides, we need to be very aware of the needs of each person. Even if we just go to guide them in a cenote or the ocean, or we're teaching something very complicated, we just need to be aware. Not all people learn the same way, not all people receive things the same way. So if you need to develop something, probably this way won't work for you, but the other way may. So receptiveness is something that we need to have. It's basically be very aware of our students. And goodwill is because we don't do things by force or trying to impose or trying to push things to a limit that it cannot be. It's to do it in a good way. Cool? Let me give you an example. It's not the same that I traumatize my student so that he will never do it again. Cool? Something that it's a constant mistake. Because the day that they have that problem in the water, it's gonna trigger automatically the stress that they had when they handle it in the wrong way. Cool? That understanding why it was wrong, try to do it from the beginning on the basis on the right way, and then arriving to just learn in a good way, even if it takes more time, a natural way. If you want to learn, find someone that will pay attention to you. It's something where you don't want to pay less for a personalized attention.